Hello and welcome to Let Supreme Ghosts Thief. Today I'm going to play a mission that wasn't really on my radar, to be honest with you, until it was suddenly released by Anarchic Fox. It is in the Circle of Stone and Shadow campaign. It is mission 4 of that campaign. I've previously played missions 1 and 2. Those are the only 2 released so far. And this is actually what's called a prototype mission, which I don't believe I've ever played before. A prototype mission, for those of you that don't know, is one that is pre-alpha, and an alpha version is known as the first version that's possible to finish in the development of a mission. So this one is just before that. It is possible to finish. I've been able to do it once, but it depends a little bit on luck and I think also difficulty level. I've only been able to on the easiest. This is mission 4 in that campaign, called Switching Rails. And it's a mission that is set a little bit aside the normal story of the campaign. I'll get to that. But it sounded interesting enough for me to play it. I also got requested by Anarchic Fox to do it. Since Mission X, the second one, is one of the best missions I've ever played, I felt it was necessary and interesting enough for me to test it out. And it is, although it is a buggy mission and an incomplete mission, it has all the various areas and sections in the missions that it would have in a final release, but many areas are probably much more empty than they ever would be in a final version. I don't think this mission will ever be released in its full form, based on what he has told me, or said on the forum, and I don't think that any other missions in this campaign ever will be made. It doesn't seem likely, because of the lack of work that has happened in the last decade or so, I guess. But it's an interesting part of the story and part of the fan mission community. So we'll check it out. But please do sort of reserve your judgment of the mission because of its the state that it's in. I'm happy that we have it available to play, but I am not going to criticize the mission too much. I will point out some bugs and some areas that are not possible to complete, but I will not be too harsh on the mission, and I would advise you as well as a viewer to take this mission with a grain of salt in terms of the bugs and the errors with it. So I'll get to some of those areas as we start playing here. New game. There's no difference between the difficulty levels besides what hints are given. All the patrols, all the loot items, as far as I could tell at least, are the same. I have not finished it completely on the medium difficulty, but I've played it, but not all the way through. So we're going to play on the no hint then. There's no briefing. And really the only objective we have right now, although that will change, is find out what has happened. Now in this mission, we play not as Dante, which we did in Gathering at the Inn and Mission X. We play as Byron. And quoting from Anarchic Fox here, Byron apparently is Dante's antithesis, which means that he is very different from Dante. He's a loner, whereas Dante works better in a group and in a team. And I do believe, although not in this mission, in one version of the story, Byron had some kind of magical abilities and was even able to cast spells, I think, at one point. So either that was scrapped or it hasn't been implemented yet in this mission. And the third mission in the campaign, I don't think has ever been started to be worked on. The story, I think, was in the works, but not the actual mission making. And that was called The 9 Years Sleep, and I do think that was also with Byron, and obviously would end then where this mission starts. And if you remember the briefing from Mission X, you can see a ship heading into the city, and I think that's where this mission picks up right after that, when the ship lands, and then Byron, as we're going to see, have been caught and arrested and put in jail. So we have to figure out what has happened that has led us to get there, and then be able to escape in not too long. So that's where we're starting right now. This mission can be Supreme Ghosted. That means we can adhere to the Supreme Ghosting rules and finish the mission. We can't actually finish it, most probably, at least. Anyway, I'll explain that later. We cannot Perfect Supreme it. That means we cannot get all the loot and adhere to those rules. We can, however, Perfect Thief the mission, which means that we can adhere to the regular Ghost rules and get all the loot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the mission Supreme style, and then I'm going to go back to a previous save and take the 3 pieces of loot that we have to skip for Supreme, and then finish the mission Perfect Thief style. But then for that section, I don't have to worry about all the Supreme rules. We can take first alerts then and everything. So that'll go a little bit quicker. I do that sometimes if it's easy to do, if there's not a lot of backtracking and I can make a convenient save and then just rush through the mission, because it does go a lot faster if you don't have to worry about Supreme. Anyway, we're going to have a conversation here to begin with, and one of the things, because it's a prototype that has not been implemented yet, is voice acting. So it is direct speech, text-to-speech here. So that sounds very different, of course. So, but again, keep that in mind, that it does have incomplete sections, and that just comes with the territory. So let's see what we got here.
What was that?
Is this him? Is this the guy who almost killed Ricard and Steven?
Calm down. What's this all about?
Your prisoner seriously wounded 2 officers, my friends, as they tried to arrest him. I'm here to teach him a lesson.
I said calm down. You know the rules. I can't let you into this cell.
Like hell you can't. Where's the key?
It doesn't matter. No one is getting in or out of that cell right now. I suggest you get back to your duties before I have to report you to the sheriff.
We'll see. I'll be back. Bye.
Okay, so there's another conversation that's going to come, and then we'll get updated objectives, and I'll talk a little bit about things happening after that. And let this play out first.
What was that about?
Just a vengeful jerk who can't wait to start on our new prisoner.
Is he still asleep?
Yet. After 2 gas arrows, he should be out for quite a while. That's good, too. I want some peace and quiet, especially after all the noise and explosions upstairs.
Right. I'll leave you be then.
Thanks.
I'm been captured. That means my ship and my equipment may already be forfeit. But I must go on. I must get out of this cell.
So, 3 objectives. I must escape from my captors, so we have to escape from jail then. My equipment is vital to my mission. I must find it. Okay? And then an optional one, I should find a map with which to orient myself. Currently we have no map, only the notes page. Now, before I go back into the mission, we have to move a little bit quickly here, for reasons that I will explain in a little bit. Because the last conversation there has a tendency to restart once you reload. Unless we get a certain objective triggered in the right way. And that is very difficult. I've been able to do that, so I have a save we can refer to if it doesn't work here, but I'm going to try to do something now fairly quickly. So 2 things that were mentioned here. First of all, somebody wants to hurt us because we apparently hurt somebody else. 2 friends of his. And then the second thing is the guard outside our door now wants some peace and quiet because there were explosions upstairs. So we're going to have to figure out what are those explosions. We'll realize that a little bit later too. So maybe we can try to leave and rattle a cage, so to speak, and get him to leave. Now I think we also... Yeah. We're also getting notes here. I'm in this cell with only my wits and some garbage. that has to be enough to make my escape. So there are 2 notes here and they're sort of overlapped. The brown one is, noise is likely to provoke this guard, perhaps to my advantage. Some of this garbage may prove useful.
Oh, you're awake. Well, keep it down. I said keep it down. Are you deaf? Right, deaf, and the fool. I've had enough of this.
It's not I who is the fool.
So we're picking the lock with a spoon here. I'm not sure how that's possible. There's also a loaf of bread in there. So we have to save and reload in a certain location, because we can't avoid the restarting of that conversation anyway. There's a couple of other prisoners in here too, but nothing else to pick up in any of the cells. I think there's 6 cells in total. See, when he gets a little bit further, we're gonna save and then reload. Actually,
What was that about?
let me read this first. Temporary power outage. Please excuse the inconvenience. Pull to open. Let me show you a few
Just
things
a
here.
vengeful jerk who can't wait to start on our new prisoner.
Is he still asleep?
I think there's 3, 4
Yet.
cells on
After
either
2 gas
side.
arrows, he
You
should
can
be
open
out
the
for
ones that
quite a
don't have
while.
any guards in them. Or
I want some peace and quiet.
So he alerts.
Especially after all the noise and
guy
explosions
doesn't say anything. I think
Right.
there's
I'll
those are
leave
the
you
only 2
be then.
prisoners. That's our cell, and then there's one more. Okay, let's reload and let's do something here.
What was that about?
Just a vengeful jerk who can't wait to start on our new prisoner.
Okay, that's what we wanted to trigger. Because what we did now is we interrupted that conversation by crossing this line here. I think once you walk up to this wall, then all the guards trigger a script to run upstairs and turn on the alarm. And we interrupted that conversation now by doing that. So occasionally that means that conversation will not restart. And I'm not doing that just because it's annoying to listen to that conversation over and over again, which of course it is. But at the end of that conversation, we got this objective triggered. My equipment is vital to my mission. And that objective will a little bit later be removed, but if that conversation always restarts, this will pop up again every single time that conversation ends. So we will never actually get rid of that objective, and we can't actually finish this, because it's supposed to be removed or updated by another objective. You'll see that. Maybe that makes sense, I'm not sure. 3 flares here. So the guards are going to come back now. And this guy's going to leave again. And now, if we save and reload, we might not trigger the conversation.
Is this him? Is this the guy who almost killed Ricard?
So I don't think there's any way to avoid that now, so
Is this him?
yeah. So we're gonna have to load no hints means it's the highest difficulty, and it's when the alarm is going. So this one I managed to avoid that conversation restarting over and over again. So we haven't done anything different. We're only carrying the spoon here, and we have the same thing. So not really sure what causes the conversation to start or not. This is a pickable door here, but we can get in a different way. This is the same note that was out there. So he always gives that settling remark for some reason. But it's not from seeing me. We're going to head into the laboratory. We're going to wait here for that guard to come in and then turn around and leave. Yeah, so you saw the stairs there up to the top floor. And there's some sound propagation errors right in that area. And then this guard here always gives that settling remark when he walks through that room. So I don't know what he triggers to. I'm not sure if it's the alarm being set off or something. But I have never gotten an actual alert from any of the guards. But this guy always gives.
Stand forth and be recognized.
Oh, so that we can't have. I didn't know that he actually gave a first alert there. Let's follow him and try to be a little bit quicker here. Let's read this. This is required reading because it updates your objective. And thus the traces of ash and sulfur found on the scene provide conclusive evidence that the mechanist turret was responsible for the death. This is probably the end of a previous report, so now it really starts on what pertains to us. Foreigner brought into prison approximately 16 hours ago. That foreigner is us. Several unknown devices and tools were found on his person, several more on the deck of a ship in his possession. The patrolman on duty refused to search further after a cursory look below decks. We'll have to ask about that. The items found are as follows. 1 sword of unusual design. 6 broadheads, unknown shaft material. 8 arrows, unknown heads. 1 sphere-shaped object, glass/stone. 1 flash bomb-like device. 3 potion vials, unknown contents. The sword has been given thorough examination. It appears to be normal, although oddly designed. The arrows are likely to be dangerous and will be examined under controlled circumstances. Their appearances are as follows. 3 possess arrowheads made of a hard black substance. It isn't any crystal I'm familiar with. The shaft and fletching appear normal. 1 has a reddish crystal mounted, with metal shaft and unknown fletching. Coloration similar to fire crystals, but it gives off no heat. 2 have green arrowheads, surfaces woven with some kind of thread, regular shaft and fletching. Last 2 have what appear to be water crystals. The grenade-like device looks like a regular flash bomb, but without the usual triggers or air intakes. After being carefully opened, it was found to contain a fine powder. It isn't flash powder, since it does not react with air. It's probably some type of gunpowder. The men want to try it out in a cannon. I guess that counts as an experiment. I need to catch some rats, and I might as well get a drink after I'm out, or while I'm out. Upon return, I found that the black and red crystals had undergone non-reactive decomposition, leaving behind only the shafts. Probably they needed some special type of storage. The green arrowheads seem to have sprouted, and a moss-like substance is currently growing from them, maybe a variant of moss crystal. I'm sending the remaining arrows across town right now, or right away. We don't have the facilities for this type of strangeness. Also, the cannon test confirmed my gunpowder hypothesis. I'll have to think of an excuse, too. Have 3 rats from the basement for testing. Vial 1, rat dies. Vial 2, rat dies. Vial 3, rat displays extreme hyperactivity, then dies. 1 was a speed potion, then. I'll say the others were poison. The remaining device is an irregular polyhedron, with a large piece of glass at one facet. The rest is stone with embedded piece of glass and wood. There are what appear to be 3 buttons. Pushing the one furthest left has an interest, and then it stops. I always thought that this was a hint to doing something with some kind of button device, but I don't think so. So we're going to get updated objectives here. There's also a fire crystal in this lab. But I'm going to leave so that I can get out of the way of that guard right away, and then I'll explain what's going on.
So it's true. My equipment is gone, and I can easily guess whose agents have done it. I cannot wait any longer to break into the circle.
Okay. So now we have quite a few objectives. Notice now that the equipment one that we had has disappeared, right? It's supposed to disappear. But if that conversation had restarted now every time we reloaded, it would reappear here. And that objective we can never finish. So now that I found a way, I'm not really sure how I did it, but I found a way to prevent that from reappearing, then it means that we will not end up with objectives that we cannot finish. And then we potentially can finish the mission. There's one other area at the end of the mission that still might make it impossible to finish, but at least we've eliminated one of those two problems. So, somebody else has taken my possessions. I must find this thief and retrieve them. That one we had earlier, optional. I should kill no one, lest the police hunt me more fiercely. Optional. If I can go unseen by the police, I will face less resistance at the circle walls. Once I have hunted down this thief, I shall begin my infiltration of the circle. So Byron here made a comment that he knows well who took my equipment. And he, of course, thinks of Master Nightfall, who is the leader or the warden of the Circle of Stone and Shadow. So the Circle of Stone and Shadow, if you don't know, is sort of the crew that we played as, or the team that we played as in the first and the second mission. And Byron is obviously not a member of that team. Maybe he was supposed to have been at one time in the story, but I'm not sure. It seems like he has some kind of animosity against the circle, just in the tone or the words that he chooses to say here. It doesn't seem like he likes them, or likes Master Nightfall at least. Although he hasn't used that name, it'll be pretty apparent later on that that's the one he's talking about. So, the only thing that we can do here inside the prison is get a map, and then when we leave, we'll check this one off. These ones will obviously be checked off as we finish the mission, and we will not end up infiltrating the circle in this mission here, so that we won't get to. We went out a secret door here, just so that we could avoid that guard. It's a little bit annoying with the loud alarm, but we just have to deal with that. Here's a body, here's a moss crystal. It's not an actual moss arrow, because in this mission we don't have a bow yet. So when we get a bow, all the crystals we take will turn into arrows. That conversion actually doesn't work though. I've had it work once, and then it worked fine, but I have not been able to get it to work after that. I don't think we can open these. No. Okay. We're going to head in here, and we're going to go upstairs in a little bit of a different way. So this is some kind of a... probably where they bury any bodies that they have. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it is. I don't think I ever noticed that. Body parts and stuff. And here's some kind of a interrogation chamber or torture chamber. This is the door then that is pickable from the control room. But we're not going to head out there. Instead, we're going to make a save here and then head upstairs.
Huh? What?
Maybe if we're a little bit quicker, we can actually do that. Way is he going here?
What's that?
We need a key from that policeman there. This is the map. So we checked off that, and we got a map. I will explain the map once we actually get to the streets. I won't do that now. See, there are some readables and stuff. Oh yeah, so now you see the most annoying thing about this mission, I think. I can't not complain about this. The click you heard is probably a button in some invisible room somewhere, and that gets clicked, and all the policemen, all the City Watch members on the entire map alert to hunt mode. That has nothing to do with us. Obviously, it's because there's an alarm that's been triggered, but we haven't directly alerted anybody. This would not go against the Supreme Rules or the Ghost Rules. They quickly settle down, like he just did there, but it's still frustrating, still annoying. I would rather than being on constant second alert, that's more realistic to me, or just be a lot more alert to me if they see me. But this sudden trigger of hunt mode is, I think, a little bit silly. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. Here's report of some sort. Further report on the Cloud case. Okay, Cloud we know from Mission X. Cloud's forged bonds have been traced back to Warden Reputo. Apparently they had a nice little scam set up. Reputo would supply the bonds, and Cloud would give him the Ivory Rose. Figures Cloud would give it away by leaving the city immediately after cashing the bonds in. First City Bank and Trust is now claiming that Reputo has made similar deals in the past, though none as big as this. I sent round some of our men with the usual requests, but they were turned away by Reputo's guards. What, is he too virtuous to give bribes now? I hate to say it, but the offers that FCBT is making are seeming more and more attractive. The city would be better off without wardens. So I'm not sure what FCBT is. Maybe it's just obvious and I can't really see it, but yeah, not sure. Here's a plaque. Our first piece of loot worth 20. Some readables on this side too here. Here's a scroll. Possible charges against the foreigner. We're the foreigner. Assault, resisting arrest, smuggling, possession of illegal weaponry, possession of unregistered ship, harassment, docking in a no-ship zone, loitering. True, it says the stuff on the ship is worth gobs, and it'll default to us upon the execution of life or life imprisonment of the prisoner. Okay? Officers Ricard and Stephen, with backup nearby, stopped the suspect as he returned to his ship. The suspect showed signs of being uncooperative and attacked the officers when they tried to arrest him. Ricard and Stephen are still in the hospital, so the story is not clear. The suspect was then taken out with gas arrows as he tried to return to his ship. So those 2 gas arrows is what has incapacitated us, and that's what we woke up from in the beginning of the mission. Officers Benny and Shane, under the supervision of Lieutenant Hagen, then tried to search the ship. Several unusual items, possibly contraband, were found on the deck. However, officers Benny and Shane ran from the ship after a few minutes below deck, claiming to have seen ghosts. They will try again in a few days once holy water supplies are replenished. Officers are currently keeping watch over the ship until space has been cleared for its impounding. This will be an old flyer for a hammer rail network, showing a partial map of the city with station locations, as well as a list of tourist locations near the stations, such as Old Quarter, the City Gardens, and the Circle. Interesting. This is a report that will actually bring up a few notes for us. Report on criminal activity among the homeless, Part 4, the Bandidos. The Bandidos are a well-organized gang, operating under the leadership of several ex-Hammerite engineers. These apostates took advantage of the declining power of the Hammerite religion by seeking refuge in the recently abandoned Hamrail network, along with numerous pagans, street people, and other undesirables. They have since been able to resume Hamrail operations, and have used the Hamrail network for various criminal ends. Although in operation for only a few months, the stations occupied by the Bandidos have the potential to become major centers of criminal activity. The Hamrail network seems to now be used for the anonymous transport of both people and contraband. A portion of the necessary coal and wood is supplied by standard city channels, but the Bandidos also seem to have other suppliers. The wardens, maybe? All attempts to arrest members of the Bandidos have been hampered by the ability of the Bandidos to quickly depart via train, possibly with the help of neighborhood informants. As of this time, no real effort has been made to sabotage the Hamrail network, occupy individual stations, or destroy the Bandidos as a group. However, should that become necessary, one of the most vulnerable stations is near Shoalsgate and thus open to quick attack. So we have another note. The Bandidos. I am very familiar with the great and powerful Order of the Hammer, but I am shocked to see that their supposed homeland is in such disarray, and their ranks so weakened. The Bandidos seem to be one symptom of this decline, a group comprised of fallen members of the Order, mixed with criminals. Still, I have great desire to see this Hammerrail system firsthand. Indeed. Let's see, what way is he going to go? That way, okay, that's pretty convenient. Here's a pair of dice. Or 36, total 56. Let's see, we need his... We need his key here. Guess I should have taken that earlier. Wait here then. So now we pretty much have what we need to get out of here, except for his key then. Whoa. So this mission uses the keychain, just like the previous CoSaS missions. So we have policeman's key. So when the keychain is used, that means we cannot return any keys, which is required for Supreme if they can be returned, which it can't, so it's not a bust. The mechanists have requested that no police officer enter this area until the new security system is fully installed. So there are some things we can see back here, but I don't think there's anything of interest really. You can go up on the rafters here, but there's nothing of interest. I thought that there would be something secret there. He spotted us there, so we're gonna... Wait. Oh man, I haven't even... It's actually... We're going to listen to another conversation now. This is the door down to the stairs that led up from below.
Why the alarm? Has there been a jailbreak?
No, I think it's a break-in.
A break-in? That's impossible.
Well, Shane thought he saw someone in the courtyard. He could have come in through the hole in the wall.
There's a hole in the wall.
Yeah, some of the guys were trying out the equipment we got from the new prisoner. They set a cannon up with what looked like gunpowder and shot at a practice dummy. We wanted to compare it to the stuff the mechanists use. The shot went through the dummy, and both walls too.
Of all the stupid.
We've already patched it up, sort of.
Does Stewart know?
Not yet. He's at the warehouse tonight.
All right, we better get back on patrol.
Okay, so that explains the explosions, right? They were trying out some of the gunpowder that they had gotten from my boat. Then they blew a couple of holes in walls. You know, shows how smart they are, I guess. Line up. So this is the door for our exit. And there is what I assume to be one hole, but that isn't the hole they were talking about. In here is a water crystal, a couple of explosive barrels, and a note. In order to decrease the risk of fire hazard, keep water crystals handy near explosive materials. The water of one crystal can be enough to render a large amount of gunpowder inert and in conflagration-prone areas. It is also advisable to keep water crystals in easily accessible areas and in the possession of archers or others in a position to quickly douse a fire. If your supplies are running low, remember that natural crystals are often generated in cool, slowly moving water. We won't actually need a single arrow in this mission, not even a rope arrow. Okay. Time for another real save here, and we're coming into a little bit of a difficult area. So, this is the inner courtyard. And you got two patrollers here, one archer that we have to take a purse from, and a swordsman, and then two floodlights. Don't know if I've seen floodlights like this before. I think it's kind of cool. You can see the lamps up there, or the lights themselves. And they do seem to sort of trace the path of the lights. I do believe so. So I don't know, I think this is one of the coolest places, I think, in the mission. It's not free of annoyance because it's difficult to get through, but anyway. Let's take his purse. We're completely dark, though, outside of those lights. Except for if we're close to that red light over there. Oh, come on. There. That was worth 14, was it? Yeah, 70. Let me head over here to this little shed. There's another guard up there on that tower, and this is where they destroyed the walls, but they did not destroy the practice dummy. Maybe they missed it. And they boarded up the exit here, so we can't get through, but that is one of our possible exits out to the streets, which you see behind there. In this room, there are 2 water crystals, and then there are 1, 2, 3 moss earth crystals, they're called. So we're going to try to get out of here now. And that's difficult. We have to get through those double doors, and there are 2 other guards in there. One of them has a purse, so we need that too. But they are also triggered by that button clicking, as you saw there. It's a nicely timely comment.
Don't make me come find you!
So this will take a little while, I'm imagining. Let's see, I think we can move over and be concealed and be able to push that. So they didn't trigger from me, they triggered from one trigger the other. See how these guys are doing in here. don't know if they're actually on higher... Oh.
I'll find you!
I think maybe they saw me there. I'm not 100%, but I think maybe they did.
I'll find you soon enough.
Don't want to take any chances here since this mission is supremable. Oh! I wasn't far enough in the corner. I know you can be in the corner there. And be okay.
Don't think you can hide for long.
He goes as far as he went just there, but... he should turn around and continue his patrol without spotting us. Sometimes, though, if they are on second alert and they roam around like this, they can accidentally end up bumping into us. But you see that they both... Okay, this might... If they don't sort of trigger again now, this might be a good time to go, actually. Can be a little tough to take that purse from the other guard in here, because he doesn't always rest. He's a stationary guard, but he doesn't always end up stationed in the same place. See, now he's there instead. So that's actually pretty good, because that means he'll return to his station, I think. Once they settle down.
Watch out! I saw something on a turn.
Seems to be a floating bow over there. The archer has a bow that you can take. I'm going to take one a little later just to show you guys.
Just wait till I find you.
Good, now he is going back. Give it a save here.
Get back here and fight!
Okay. Whoa. Okay, we have a chance here. We actually have a chance here.
You're under arrest!
Let's see. See if we can do this. We managed to get out, close the door, and take his purse without getting any alerts. So now let's see. I'm gonna probably end up real saving it there, because that went better than I thought. And if my calculations are correct now, we should be able to go this way. There's another guard across that wall. Let me show him to you, actually. There, that guard is just facing the wall. He's got a bottle by him. I'm not sure if that indicates anything. That door you can't open, and it leads to an inaccessible area. We can't go over this wall, but I don't think that was the intended way, so I'm going to take the route that I sort of... Well, I guess the main exit here was the intended way. And that you can get out there if you press the lever in the room with the purse. The purse on the guard there. Okay, now we have a fun situation. That guy sometimes gets stuck in the other guard. I'm not sure if this is what you guys would say is fun, but it's a situation anyway. There. Here we go. Okay. And this is, I think, a rope arrow or two maybe. But right now we don't have a bow, so that'll just go as a rope arrow in our inventory. It won't be a weapon. But here is a bow. This is one of those that you can take. The first time I took this on the lowest difficulty, it worked. Which meant that all of my, which I don't have in my possession now, all of my crystals ended up becoming arrows. And that worked. However, it is obviously supposed to remove the crystals from your inventory and turn them into weapons. So they are removed from your inventory. Problem is, everything else from my inventory also disappeared. My loot, my compass even, my lockpick. So I ended up losing all the loot that I had taken so far, which is 83. So that I've never been able to get to work again. So if I take the bow now, everything will be removed from my inventory, but I won't have any
I'll
weapons.
tune you up soon enough.
So I'm not sure what determines whether this works or not, but we don't need it. We don't need any rope arrows. We don't need any arrows of any kind. Instead, what we need to do is leave.
Come back here.
So let's do that. So now we're in the outer courtyard. Some spare floodlights here. Some equipment. We're now right underneath that tower where that guard, and here's the hole. So watch out so we don't get spotted by him. Over here is a water crystal, I think. Yep. Just a lone crystal. And now we can leave.
Coward.
I don't think anybody can see me here if I... And now we have triggered the success of our escape. Okay, then we're in the streets. Yay! Now we can look at the map. The map is divided into three areas, three sections of the city. The Southwestern Quarter, the Northeastern, and the Northwestern. This is the first section. This is the second. Then we leave east to go to this one, and we're going to end up at the train station. So we're now in the Southwestern Quarter. We are stationed right here. This is the police station area, where we were in the inner courtyard and the outer courtyard. There is a canal here, or a moat, around the police station. And the lighter areas are the streets that we can actually visit. There's quite a few establishments around the city. Unfortunately, very few of them you can visit. It would be so cool if this had been expanded. The city is also pretty flat, which means that it's usually just one floor. There's nothing underground. There's only a couple of buildings that have a few floors to them, but they're very basic. So there's a ledge you can get up to in a couple of areas that is a little bit nice, but you're not intended to get up on any of the rooftops and anything like that. So it's fairly basic, the layout right now, at least compared to newer missions. But that is certainly something that would have been given as feedback for beta testers or something if this hadn't been changed. The train station is very cool. We'll go there later. That is the best place in the mission. The police station and the train station, but I'd say the train station is probably the best. So that just has a different feel to it than anywhere else. Geiger Industrial sounds like an interesting place. Haworth Warehousing. There's one readable, I think, that mentioned Truer being in there. Did we miss that readable? I'm not sure, but think there's one readable that says that. But we can't get in there anyway. There's one building here we can get to, and there's a little power station here, and a little fort or foundry that we can get to here, and this is the exit up north. So a few guards in the street, I think 3 or 4 here, but they shouldn't be too difficult. There's one guard over here with a lantern that stops, and if he is positioned, you know, in a non-beneficial way, it could be a problem, but hopefully not. I want to give it another real save here since we're out. I'm just going to check something real quick, because there is a guard that could get stuck. Just want to see that he's not him.
Officer, what is going on out here? I have troops on my doorstep.
I am sorry, ma'am.
I'll turn you up soon enough.
Okay, good. Oh, that wasn't an issue. I'll explain a little bit later what that was. So, show you a little bit into the moat here. There's a corpse down here, and you can actually go through this on the left side, or on either side. That's not intended because you get to an area that's sort of outside the map, obviously. So those are things that naturally would have been fixed in a testing session, you know. So this is, you can't complain on this. There's always areas outside the map so that you can use the horizon to sort of make the city feel bigger. So those places would be locked off. You can mantle over here. Seems to be an area where there's been some fighting. Something going on. Maybe there's a thief or something. Did the guy in the tower see us? I don't know. Maybe. I don't think so. In here is a gold nugget. Worth 80. Total 163. This is Geiger Industrial then. Some gas tanks or barrels. But no way of getting in there. Okay. This is the front entrance to the police station over here. We'll move by this area a little bit slowly so that that woman and guard don't see us. Can't get up into any of the windows here. Here are actually 6 water arrows. So this is not water crystals. These will work as normal arrows if you take them. It's the only crystal in the mission that works that way. So there's 6 of them. So 6 water arrows is pretty useful. It's not on this side, it's on the other side. It's the main entrance. None of these turrets are working. I think there's another set of water arrows. Or water crystals, rather, in the yeah, down there. There's a water crystal. You can also mantle over here. I think that's only possible with new mantle, and get to another inaccessible area that is very uninteresting. So yeah, that's basically this part of town. I'm gonna listen to a conversation. We're on Dante's Street. Little throwback there to Dante himself.
Officer, what is going on out here? I have troops on my doorstep.
I am sorry, ma'am, but we have an escaped convict. We are trying to hunt him down. Please stay indoors. It's for your own safety.
But I promised my sister I'd visit her tonight.
Right now the streets are off limits to all civilians. Ma'am, anyone found outside will be subject to seizure. I'm sorry, but it's for your own good.
See, we're going to follow her. She'll come back and station herself at the door here. But in the meantime, we're going to go into here and rob her. Silver fire poker. Total 223 and a diary. Dear Diary, I'm going to see my sister tonight. I haven't been to her house or to her since her husband left to join the mechanists. I know how hard things like that can be, but at least she didn't have any children to take care of. I've got my case packed, and I can get in even if she's not around. I hear that the Ivory Rose has been making her stay late now that most of her staff, or the staff, have been fired. Strange things have been going on around here, so I should feel safer once I'm with my sister in Hightown. The police have been forcing the homeless off the streets here. I heard some have even been killed. Just a moment ago I saw someone in black rushing off to the north. That is probably our guy. Maybe he was one of the hobos that sleep around the construction site. A group of policemen went running the same way, and now they're all over the place. I'd better get going before it's too late. Okay. So in the kitchen, I think there's 3 pieces of loaf and 2 carrots. Nothing else. You can open these up here, but there is nothing of interest, I believe. We're going to head upstairs instead. I think she comes back up again and does another route after a while. I think we have time here. Up here is 2 stacks of gold coins and an artifact. And then on top of the dresser or cabinet here is a key. It's called a woman's key, I think, and it's for her sister's house. Although the guard comes this way. What I was about to say is although there's no woman's house where that key actually works. Okay, good. So here's that guard with the lantern that I said was stationed. We're going to take his purse first. And then we're going to take his bow just to see what he does. So now it seems like he was trying to look for his bow and it was disappeared and he runs away. And now we don't have any weapons or any items. My inventory is empty. That's what happens when you take a bow. That script is broken. So we're going to head into this power station here. We avoid those guys. Here we go. That's a light switch, by the way. In here, there's no way you can get into these generators. And there are 2 pieces of loot down there, 2 crystal shards and a flash bomb that you actually can't get to. Up here, there's absolutely nothing. I thought there would be a switch somewhere to get in there, but there is not. There's no way to get in underneath either. You can lean in with a little bit of nifty maneuver here, there, and get one of those crystal shards, but the other one you cannot get. There's no way to lean far enough to do that. So that crystal shard there is inaccessible. It's out of bounds, out of the area of the map that is accessible, plus the flash bomb. So that is worth 25. So I actually sent a save game to CoSaS, who is a pretty well-known member of the forum and a mission maker. So shout outs to him. I sent the mission to him and he checked in the map if it was possible to get into this area, and you couldn't. There is no way with the current design of the mission to get in there. So that piece of loot there is in fact indeed outside the map. So the total loot count should be reduced by 25 for this mission. That's the only way that Perfect Thief is possible. If you had been able to get to this piece of loot, then you would need to take it for Perfect Thief, but since you can't, it's not required. Okay. So they got triggered now by that.
Come out and face me, villain.
He saw me. Oh, that was just the worst timing possible.
What the hell?
Let's see if I can get through
I'll
here.
find you.
I don't think I'm gonna get lit up here.
I'll find you. Just you wait.
That's neat. We got his purse too. They should settle down soon.
Come back here. I'll find you. Damn you.
There's no way he saw me. I'm completely dark in here. You might notice that the light gem, by the way, is different. It's more a meter.
Someone in the
So
building.
now one of them triggered the other one. That's even more annoying. The guy with the lamp needs to stay out, because he can catch me. Okay, I might be able to make it past here. But I'm not sure. I'm going to wait for him to pass again. I probably will be able to. The problem is with stationary guards that go on second alert, they don't always return to their original position. But I think I should be able to here. Good. Okay, let's make another real save there. I think 351 is what we should have here. Let me go up here and show you guys something. There's a ladder here. That takes us into this area. Oh. Here, it's a little foundry I talked about. Here's a gas arrow in there, or an air crystal. Then there is a fire crystal here. Let me show you. Here's a lift. Let's just take that for fun. This is an area that has nothing of interest. There's a couple of generators here. Crates. You can't really pass into the area behind here. At least not now. And then these stairs take you down to another door that is just to the north of where that guy was. So it's just a little loop through a building there. So we have now moved up. This was the woman's house we went into, and this is the power station. And now we are right... Oh, yeah, we're right here, and we are about to head north. Okay, so now we're in the Northwestern Quarter. This is a pretty big area, but there's still not many places to get in. We can get into a house right here, and we can get into this house, and then there is a house, an empty establishment here, and another empty building there we can get into. The construction site is open, so that we have to pass through. But Morello warehousing, Foreman's lofts, these tenements, Westlake residence, Kingsley residence, can't get into any of those. I'm sure that a lot of these places would have been open and would have been probably connected underground and, you know, multiple floors, and would be fleshed out a lot more. At least if it had been made today, it would have been. There's a gate here with 2 guards. You can actually go through that gate accidentally, but there's nothing beyond it. This is our exit point. There's another area you can go through here. There's 2 gates that you can open, but there's guards on either side, so you can't actually go through there. So we're going to make our way like this through this building, through the construction site, and then there's an opening here that we can get down and leave this way. That's the intended way anyway. There's a lot of guards here that are walking the street, so that's why we're going to go through this building. See, I'll show you something first. Mantle up here. And these are the ledges I talked about earlier. You can walk around. Let's go through here first. It's a little difficult to get into this building. I have become pretty good at managing ledges, but oh, shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. Oh, I want to get in there and show it to you, so. Even though this mission is pretty large in terms of the streets, there's not that many areas to go into, so the few that are there I want to at least show you. There we go. The sound is not working in here. So now we're on the back side of the generators. Hatch here that can't be operated. So this is the other building that we were just in. Okay. Let's see. Cool gate. I like the gates here. That's where that guard went. Another guard, too. There are the 2 stationary guards back there that I said were stationed by the west gate. One of them has a purse. Okay. But that is one of the pieces of loot that we cannot take for Supreme. There's no way you can get to that piece of loot. Take it for Supreme, but we can get it for Ghosts. So I'll show you how to do that a little bit later. This building is the house. That's what it's called. It's the house. Under the doormat you can find the key to the main entrance in this house, but we can enter through the window, so we don't want to take no key. Here's a mask. 4 stacks of copper coins. And then if we head downstairs, there's no enemies in this house, so we don't have to worry. This is the door that is then operated by the key. Here's a golden goblet. Or maybe that's the door. No, the key is operating both doors, but I don't know which one is the front and back. That one on the left is the back door. Alright. Let's continue on our merry way. Now, the next area I've had some issues in because once one of the guards was dead for some reason when I came over here. So let's make a real save just in case. Oh, so they're the 2. Those are the 2 guards way over by the construction site here, and they are very much on alert because they alert each other back and forth. There's a 3rd one that patrols here, so they hardly ever leave the hunt mode stage. So we have to kind of look at them to see where they are, what state they're in. Not sure if we can crawl over here without getting seen. Now we're dark, so I think we're safe there. There's the guy with the purse. As you can see, he has a purse. It's only worth 8. Here's a guard. That's the guard that was dead on one playthrough. There's the guy with another guy with the purse over here that we have to get. So I opened the door to an establishment here. I'm not sure what kind of establishment. Some kind of store. Doesn't matter. There's nothing in there. Brahms Street. Oh, here comes the guy with the purse. Fantastic. Can't ask for more than that. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This is a busy area. Goodness gracious me.
I'll break it!
That guy catches us if we are in the street there. Gotta follow the red gauge, or the red sort of meter on the light gem. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's someone in the building. Just make one mistake.
He got triggered by some button because we were completely dark. He didn't see us, so there are the 2 gates. You can see there's another guard beyond the second gate there that goes east that I told you about.
Here, ticky, ticky, ticky.
Oh, he saw me because I went a little bit. He saw me now. Okay, let's see if I can get in there real quick.
Come out and face.
Yeah, he saw me. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait. It's pretty trafficated here, like you guys can see, and they get alerted and all that jazz. Ugh.
You see anything recently? I've been seeing things. Come back here.
I didn't hear the click there. That's what weirded me out, because usually you can hear it when they get triggered, which obviously is not very immersive, but this is all we have to do on this side of town. I sort of divide the town into west and east, so with the line going down here, and we're now heading to the east part, because we're going to get to this station, or this section with the station next.
Just make one mistake.
Okay, now I think we're good to go here.
Never should have gotten out of noble guard
There.
duty.
This is the building we need to go through here. Here's a door that opens, but it's locked because there's a gate in front of it. And then in here, sound disappears again. There's a coin. And there is a stack of copper coins, total 484. And there's a readable diary by the janitor. All over for me. The police, they come by and yells me. Think I'm a street person. Tells them I'm just a janitor, but believe me, they don't. Gives to my shrine every day. Shrine, probably. Every day, but no, machines crawling the streets just below my window. Human, but dark and metal. Survives we cannot the metal age. Mechanists powerful. All magic dead. All pagans fuel for machines. Must leaves the city. Dark one goes east. I goes west. Needs escape. That is cryptic. I also thought that that might be a hint at one point. That you could go west and find something secret. I'm gonna head in here. A goblet in this room. And behind the drapes here is a purse. Total $5.99. And this is where I'm gonna make a real save. And call it perfect thief, because this is where we're going to go back to when we are finished with the Supreme run. We are now in this building, so we're going to head. We see the construction site. It's just across the way here. Sort of.
Fight me, you coward.
Gonna head into this water. This is a flooded construction site. They don't hear the water. They never do that. Actually, there's a couple of water crystals, I think, in here. Just want to make sure I show you guys all the stuff too. Yeah, that's it, I think.
Don't think you can hide for long.
They can't see you when you do this. It's a weird thing to do. They don't hear that either. I've tested so many things here that I know exactly how far they can hear things.
Thought.
Oh. That sound there is so much louder than it actually...
Back there, you coward.
That he sees, yeah, that's right. The getting out of water sound.
I'll find you.
Lucky that he was facing away there. Okay, but then we can just wait for him to go back. We have to follow him anyway, so. He's got a purse. There's quite a few purses in this mission. Quite a few. There. His was worth 41. So 640 then. Okay. Here comes my ghost challenge, actually. For this mission. Okay. Here's a guard. I want you guys to do what I'm doing right now without taking a ghost bust.
No will.
Something moved there.
Guess it was nothing.
Come on now. What was that? Stop! Byron is a Sheriff Gorman turret.
So you should get from the area that I was at when I said it to over here without getting caught by that guard, or any guard for that matter, and then going back as well. Going back to that location. If you can do that for Ghost, then you've passed the challenge. Here are two statues. Sacred Lord, protect me from the creeping, gnawing beasts of the dark forest. Sacred Lady, protect me from the hissing, whirring machines of the cold city. This is... what is this? Janitor's key? Yeah, Janitor's key, which I also have not found a use for. Not sure if this was supposed to be a secret thing. There are 3 secrets in the mission. I've only found 1. Maybe this is linked to the second, but I don't think it was ever implemented. And now we're behind the gate that we saw from earlier. So this is the janitor's establishment, I assume. So yeah, get from the area over there to this place and go back with only first alerts. Only first alerts. Ghost, clean. Not Supreme clean, you can't do it. Just Supreme clean.
Hello?
Okay, can we... Well, let's see here. This is an empty establishment, by the way. kind of store building. Whoa. Whoa.
We got problems.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I can get rid of him, actually. I don't know if I can. I can. Here's a guard. So now we are in the Northeastern Quarter. So we came in here. This is the smallest section, but it has the train station, so that's kind of cool. Goldman's Metalwork, or Goldman Metalworks. We can't get into that. This house here we can get into. And then there is this building you can also get into, but it's completely empty. There's nothing in there. There isn't anything in the house either, but that's a hidden way to the train station. And then there is a stationary guard here, and there is a patroller that goes this way. And the patroller that passed us was down here. This is another double gate area, and there's a guard on either side. And nothing else. There's a flickering light here that we have to time to get through this area. Okay. Wine und Alkohole. Wine and alcohol. Let's see. New Market Street and Hammerrail Station is that way. This is a gate that actually doesn't open. Let's see. Let's go over here. So let me show you this building first. This is the building I said had 2 floors. It's a beautiful place, but there's absolutely nothing to pick up. This is probably one of the last areas that were made in the mission, and they just decorated it but never filled it with any objects. So nothing here. It's a place to go through to get to the front door of the train station, maybe, which is right there.
What's over there?
We're going to head into this building instead. This is the
Who'd I see there?
train station entrance. We're actually going to end up taking that route instead of where I'm going to go, for one specific reason that I will mention. So here is another building. This is also empty, but this then has a way into the station, which we're going to get to now. Some basement area. Here is a hidden switch. That's our one and only secret. So we are going to get the count for that secret, but let me show you. So this is the train station. Cool place, this. There is another conversation that's going to occur after a guy runs up here.
What's going on up here?
You mean with the bulldogs? I think they're looking for an escaped prisoner.
What? The blue coats are out too. But the guy came through here a little while ago and took our train.
He's one of Master Nightfall's. Came in on the train a few hours ago, and now he's heading back to Hightown. Don't worry, he paid well.
But what if the cops come in here? What if we need to use the train to escape?
If they come in here, we'll show them just how well bandits can fight. But don't worry, we've got the cargo train, remember? Just switched the rails a while back, so that our men could bring it up from storage. Soon it will be fueled and ready to go.
I forgot about that one. Well, I'm going downstairs to report. Yell if the blue coats come in here.
Okay. That is a required conversation. We've got new updates to our objectives. I must use the hammer rail to pursue this agent of the circle who has my equipment. Good. I think that's it. So we got a couple of pieces of information there. First, it was indeed Master Nightfall, who, if you don't know, is named after Digital Nightfall, who was one of the creators of the first missions. And probably one of the founders of the campaign overall. He has come through here, or not him, but one of his agents, so we don't know exactly who that was. And also we have to switch the track so that the trail or the train won't stay in storage. So we will actually end up following Nightfall's agent. Now this secret door here we actually can't close from the inside. So we're actually going to have to go back in order to close it. It's required to close it for Supreme. But the only button I found is here. So we're going to have to enter in the manual way, so to speak. By the front door, which is the difficult way, but it's not that difficult.
What's over there?
Okay, wait a little bit here. See, I'm not sure where that guy is now, so I have to wait a little bit here. Let me read the main entrance paper first. For sale, 1 jeweled sword, 3 bags of spice, and various items of gold jewelry. Contact the banditos for more information. Okay, probably some contraband. So there's the guard that is stationed to the west, and then the other patrolling guard is here. So we have to sneak across the street here without getting any first alerts, but we have to time that patrolling guard in order to do so properly. So you can get up on the rooftops here in a few different areas, and in much easier ways get around town that way, but that's not intended, at least I don't think. Actually, we might be able to do this as he's coming around. Maybe. I don't know if we can do that. Creep, crouch, strafe. That's the fastest way to travel without affecting your light gem. So this is where we were earlier, what that conversation was right ahead here. So we're going to head in here and make a real save. Let's see, we got 640 loot. Yeah. So the train station is definitely the coolest place in the whole mission, without a shadow of a doubt. Just the lighting in here is just amazing. This little bluish, blue-greenish tint, tall walls and all that. I don't know. I love that. Then here's a piece of loot. Sort of the waiting rooms at the front entrance of the station. Total 660 here. I like the sounds too that comes from this. See, I'm not sure if we're safe here, actually. can see.
I shouldn't even be here. I should be in a game or something.
We are. So that's what I assume to be an old ticket booth. Obviously, this is an abandoned train station that the Bandidos have taken over as their headquarters, kind of. So you see the remnants of the Hamrites. In here, there are 3 gang members. And there are 2 pieces of loot in there. Those are the last 2 that we have to skip for Supreme. There are 2 ways in there. One is through this door, and if we open the door, I think we'll get a first alert.
What did I hear?
Yeah. From that closest guard there.
Hey, did you notice that?
And the 2 others are in here.
Nothing this time.
You can get over... No, you cannot. There's a ring right here worth 60, and then there's a tiara on that woman's belt worth 125. So those are the 2 remaining pieces of loot. That's 185 in here, plus the other purse that we skipped earlier. That other purse, I think I said it was worth 8, but it's worth 6. Because we're skipping a total of 191. For Supreme. There's a guard that comes in there, so you can actually use that to avoid the alert for the door. We're gonna head up here. Now those guys down there can see us from above. This is the other way in, is dropping from above here. You can see them a little bit down there. Gonna head in here. Some kind of a storage room. A few interesting readables up here. What's going on? Okay. So we'll read this. Thank you for informing me of the situation. The Bandidos will not be subject to any warden. I did approve Eisengrim's role as our emissary, but he should have understood that no one may make promises for the Bandidos, especially not the kind of promises you're talking about. The Bandidos at Hightown Station will support you in whatever action you take against Eisengrim. Interesting, there seems to be some internal feuds going on here and some disagreements that I'm sure they don't have 2 peaceful solutions for. Go in here. In this one is a gold vase, but also an air crystal. So we did get the vase there. Total 715, and we can't avoid taking the crystal at the same time. So unnecessary pickups are actually busts to Supreme, but that isn't an unnecessary one. On this side, all there is a body. I just wanted to show that to you. I'm not sure who this is. I don't think it has a name when you pick it up. But I guess this is an area where the gang sort of dumps their bodies from people they don't like. That's not Eisengrim, by the way. See, there is the patroller, the archer that we saw earlier that does come through here. She might be on her way, actually. So, we actually don't have a lot left. We have to head downstairs now to the control room.
I shouldn't even be here. I should be in a game or something.
I don't think anyone's nearby. Should be okay.
Pretty good timing, this. So we can follow that guy down to the control room. Like such. In here there is a sword. The sword that was mentioned in the readable outside the entrance. A couple of light switches, but this is a control room. In here there is a healing potion and a readable. Health regulations of the Hamrail system. All Hamrail trains must be fitted with an automatic braking system to prevent untoward loss of Hamrite machinery. The side vents may no longer be used to release excess steam while the train is in the station. Passengers riding on the top and sides of the train are no longer allowed to move about during transition. or transit. All hammer rail tunnels are to have ventilation shafts to allow the coal smoke to escape to the surface. Any person who can demonstrate health problems as a result of smoke release will be offered a job with the hammer rail system as compensation. In the event of coal smoke filling parts of the hammer rail stations, all customers will be allowed to lay on the floor to aid their breathing. Will be allowed to lay on the floor. Great. In here, I think there are 1 or 2 flash bombs. Down position leads to all quarter stations, switch to the up position to access fuel storage. This switch appeared to be jammed. Down position leads to Hightown Station, that's where we want to go. Switch to the up position to access train storage. So we want to switch that down. That's all we are doing in there.
What's going on?
Did you notice that?
So they can't see us. We have to sort of walk so that that board blocks their view.
Once I get out
Lady of the Greens, keep us safe, grant us home, takes us when we like.
I think maybe he saw us there, so. Don't want to risk that. Let's see.
Who are you?
Oh, he did see me from downstairs. Whoa.
Air for swiftness, earth for strength, water for thought.
Okay.
Can't stand it.
Wait, what? Oh, you know what? He saw us.
Hard to tell. It's really safe anymore. Not now. Don't think anyone's nearby. Should be okay.
What on earth was that?
Did I see something?
Who's
Who are you? Get up! Thought I saw something. Oh, you just made a big mistake.
Oh, okay. He caught us. That was, we have to go back here. But we don't have too much yet. I'll explain to you what happened there. I haven't had that happen before, but I've been worried that that could happen, actually. So I'll show you what that was. Strange. Happy we did. Happy we didn't have to replay too long here. But the problem is that the sound, it doesn't propagate properly.
tonight.
So I can't hear alerts that are given in certain areas. Oh. I think it's down there. It's coming back up now. Yeah, I'll show you guys what I meant. It's down there in that room. I've never actually gotten caught there before. But that's what it was, I guarantee you. through that door. There's a couple of, openings on the side of that door, and there's a bum outside there. Homeless guy, or, There, now we got where we needed to be. 9:15, good. Now we can actually head down to the train itself. Let's see, don't get caught, don't get caught. Good. There's a piece of loot in the ticket booth here, and then he also has a purse, the guy standing there. There's a readable in here too. So the loot is a stack of silver coins. Then a readable. Did you see what Eisengrim posted downstairs? It's unbelievable. A number of us are meeting tonight in the upstairs storage room. We'll think of something to do about the situation. Okay, so the readable we read upstairs was probably from that meeting. So apparently Eisengrim is doing something that the others do not approve of at all. See what that is. Grab his purse. Total 946.
What's that?
That's the guy that saw us. Because he's stationed right outside the door.
Lady of the Greens, keep us safe. Grant us hope. Takes our swimming down for our way again.
There's a little bit of traffic here. So this portion here we're going to have to do over again because we need to go back soon when we finish the mission to do the remaining pieces of loot. It's just cool if I can show you guys the perfect thief route.
Huh?
He is pretty wary, that guy.
Every breath of air a blessing. Every taste of water a gift. Grants us our small miracles and lets us live another day.
So he stands right outside the door there. And that door isn't really a door, it's just blocking partially what is being done. Stack of coins there. He turns to 3 directions and we're gonna have to... Oh man, we're gonna get caught here. No. He does turn around every now and then.
Water for thought.
Okay, going in here. This is Eisengrim. Can't take either of his swords, but we can take 3 bags of spice here. Total 1,078, and that's all the loot for Supreme. And there's his diary. Diary of Eisengrim, Hammerite Engineer. Well, I guess I won't be using that title anymore. We've already lost many of our best engineers to the Mechanist heresy, and now those that remain on the Hammerrail project are being shifted to prison duty. The Hammerrail could have revolutionized commerce in the city. Now the stations will just be more abandoned catacombs. I'm back in my old seminary lodgings for a while. The spice I still have is all that keeps me from killing myself over the drudgery the High Priest put us through. I've heard that Engineer Renard and a few others are planning to abandon the Hammerite Order for good, but not to join the Mechanists. I wonder what they're planning. Engineer Renard has contacted me. He and some others want to reoccupy several of the Hammerrail stations. We have the keys to the station, the trains should all still be in good condition, and some fuel will still be there. I think I'll join him. Builder forgive me, but I would rather tinker in heresy than let my skills decay in orthodoxy. I've been charged with the restoration of the Shalebridge station. The homeless who have occupied that station have agreed to help us. Renard sure is getting some odd ideas in his head, allying us with people like that. Builder, it's been a long time since I last chronicled my doings. Subsisting on rat meat and stolen bread for so long has nearly killed me, but now that the trains are running again, we're getting some gold. Aiding criminal activity no longer bothers me, but I don't think we can survive long enough to build any real future. The Hammerites or Blackcoats could easily destroy us if they decided to. The Bandidos, a strange name for us, though I've grown to like it, need to acquire some stronger allies. Maybe the Mechanist would protect us. One of the wardens, Master Nightfall, has requested an emissary from our group. All I know about this man is that he sends his agents by hammerrail every now and then. Perhaps he would make a good ally. Builder knows no one else has treated us with such respect. None of the others seem willing to act as emissary, so I guess I'll volunteer. As the engineer for Shalebridge Station, I have the proper authority. Warden Nightfall is a god among men. Every day as men feast like Hammerite priests before a fast. I myself ate more than I get in an entire week down here. As a token of his goodwill, Nightfall has given me a jeweled sword and gold jewelry, along with some spice. He made his reasons for meeting me quite clear, and I saw no reason not to offer him what he obviously wanted. I'm sure Renard and the rest will back me up once they've sat at Nightfall's table. In this, I think, are some broadheads. Let's see. No, a speed potion. That was totally off there. I don't think there's anything else in here. No. Here too. By order of Isengrim, so this is the notice that he posted other people reacted to upstairs. The Bandidos are now under the official protection of Warden Nightfall. All agents of the Warden are to be given unrestricted access to the Hammerrail network, and the operation of all stations, beginning with Hightown, will be transferred to Nightfall's engineers. Warden Nightfall will give food and lodging to whomever requests it, and he assures us that the Bandidos will find a secure place in his service. And then there's a little note put in front of it. The Bandidos do not sell their loyalty. I guess those are the ones that complained upstairs. Now we just have to wait for that guy to turn around, the homeless guy. And then we can head into the train and end the mission. He does turn around, trust me, I know. Goodness gracious, now they're coming back too here. He does turn around, it's just maybe more unlikely than the other two positions. There we go. So this lever right here is supposed to be fobbed, and that is supposed to end the mission. Once we've flipped the lever in the control room, that's supposed to be operational. It's not now, so but we are done. So I have to do the whole cheat thing to end the mission, the shift control alt end. So that's what I'll do. There we are. So that was the successful Supreme Ghost of this mission. Of course, these objectives here would have checked off. I managed to do this once, but on the lowest difficulty. The lever was just operational and I could flip it, but I've never been able to repeat that, so I'm not sure what happened there. Stats, total time, 48 minutes, 27 seconds. Found 1,078 loot out of 1,294. Let's see. So we skipped a purse worth 6. We skipped the tiara worth 125. And we skipped the ring worth 60. Those last two pieces was in the area with the bonfire upstairs. And then you also need to count the 25 that is inaccessible from the crystal shard. So the total here should be 1269 is the maximum. So that's 191. Yeah, that fits. Pockets picked 8 out of 10. Locks picked 1. That's the sell from the beginning. No backstabs, no knockouts, no damage dealt taken or healing taken, nothing and nobody killed, no Iron Beast destroyed or disabled, and secrets found 1 out of 3. I have no idea where the other 2 are. I don't think they're implemented. I think that's the wrong count. So, let's go back then to the Perfect Thief run, and now I'm going to show you how to get the last pieces of loot. Hopefully that won't be an issue. Let's see, the first piece, the 6 in the purse there, that's the biggest deal. So that's the problem, really.
I'll turn you up soon enough.
That's really the problem. That's the purse on the guy down here. That we can't do. Did they see me? You need to get up on that ledge. And I thought that was a little bit easier. Maybe I can mantle up on that directly here. Yeah. There he is, so we have to move. Drop down on the ledge here. And go by, now we have to mantle up here. That can be tough. This is the kind of move that either you get it on like the first try or you don't get it for 30 tries. That's the feeling I've gotten at least. Good. Right, we got here. Now we can look down on the 2 guards that I showed you earlier. So we have to get in behind them. And that we can do by jumping and mantling up on the lamp in the corner. Oh! Without taking damage and without alerting them. That is possible to do. Actually, if we land in a mantle, that is the best way of doing it. So I only imagine this to be possible in New Dark. I don't think this move here would be possible otherwise. Let's see. You can't land on top of them. But you can land... That was good. I could tell that right away here. Okay. Get the purse. We can start pushing him. We need to leave that way. East. We're gonna get a few first alerts here, but that's okay. Because we're just playing for a ghost now. We also have to make sure we don't get caught by any guard that passes in the street up there, or that comes that way.
What's that?
Now I heard him come. So I want to hide until he passes then. Because he comes towards us from the south, and he will alert the instant he sees us. So when you hear him coming, that means he's close to the corner. You'll see him. The sound is not working from here. But so we can go through this gate on the right side. When I realized that, I understood this could be done. There's nothing back here, but the clipping border isn't properly done here on this gate.
Yep.
You can do this whole move without any first alerts, but I'm not going to bother doing that now. That'll take too long.
It's just me, or something nerve. Oh well, don't know what it was.
Let me make a real save, because if I get caught up there from one of the other guards,
Over there.
I have to redo this whole thing.
Oh well, guess it was nothing. Hey, you noticed that?
Tedious,
False alarm, I guess.
but this is sometimes what ghosting... I mean, these types of moves is more
Guess all's
ghost moves
quiet.
than supreme ghost moves, because you can't... This is an engine exploitation to push these two guards out of the way. We have to push him too, because this guy will need to be pushed all the way past that corner, and he will see us when we do that, so we have to push him too quite a bit.
Over there. Hello? Anyone there? Guess not. It's just me, or did someone move? Guess all's quiet. Yep.
You see, whenever they do a little idle movement like that, when they correct themselves afterwards, that's when they shift forward, if you are pushing into their clipping border, so to speak. Not sure if that's the right term, but... So moves like this I've done many a time before. See, I'm trying to think the biggest case of pushing somebody I've done. I mean, you have the whole golden child in Life of the Party, then you're not really pushing anybody, but you're letting him slide himself forward. So that is probably the most extreme thing I've ever done, period. And I didn't develop that, Sneak did. There's another pushing move in Life of the Party 2 with some women in a building that you have to pass through.
Guess it's nothing now.
This guy doesn't sort of get pushed as easily as the other one. Oh, I say that, and now he's sliding quite a bit here. So you have to sort of crouch and then run forward right into his backside. Get one more good slide on this guy, then I think we should be fine, hopefully. Good. Now we're going somewhere.
Yep.
We need to do a few rounds here with that other guy coming past.
Over there again. There's I saw something. Oh well. I don't know what it was. Just my imagination, I suppose. Look. Over there.
You would think
Hello?
alerting so many times would finally
Guess not.
finally understand what's going on. That they're being pushed from the back without noticing it. That they should realize. Times like this when you know, it breaks immersion completely. That's why I kind of am happy that this isn't allowed for Supreme. That tries to keep the immersion a little bit higher, maybe. There are still some rules there that are just ridiculous, but... not as bad, maybe. Let's see if we can do this now. I don't think we can. I think we have to get further.
It's just me.
I'm gonna still waiting for you.
I think it's mostly that guy. I don't think it's the other one.
Who's there?
He's angled more.
Is someone there? False alarm, I guess. You!
Yeah, so I can't push him too much.
Yep. Over there.
I might need to push him a little bit more. We'll see.
No, well. Guess it was nothing. Freeze! Hey, you noticed that? False alarm, I guess. You gonna come quiet?
Maybe I can push him a little bit more from this
Over there.
side.
There's... I saw something. No, well. Guess it was nothing. Who's there? Speak up!
Yeah, see there? They saw me there.
Who's there? Is someone there?
Somebody was searching for me there.
Oh well, don't know what it was. Freeze! Over there. There's I saw something. Hello? Anyone there? Guess not. Hello? Show yourself. False alarm, I guess. Don't move. Hello?
Yeah.
Anyone there? Guess not.
We have to push him further. Let's do that.
Yep.
This stuff takes time. Does require an immense amount of patience for some of these moves. Not actually executing them once you know how it's done. It's more the testing before you know whether it can be done. You have to retry and try different methods, and if you fail, make mistakes, you have to redo it, and it's a lot less motivating to keep going when you don't know that the move works at all. Oh, okay. So he got stuck there.
Yep.
Thought he took a while. I hope he hadn't seen me, but that wasn't the case.
Imagining things now.
We should be able to do it, hopefully, in this round. He doesn't move much, this guy. I want to do it before he returns, so slide him a little bit better this time.
Guess it's a quiet shift after all.
There we go. Let's try now.
The thing's here!
Oh, man. That was a good one. So hopefully that that'll work once he slides a little bit more.
I never should have gotten out of noble guard duty. Pay's not as good maybe, but by God, there were servants to take care of things proper.
If anyone's there, come on out here! I need to get some sleep.
Hey.
Hello?
Look there.
Show yourself.
There we go.
Guess it's nothing now.
Now we got it.
I'll turn you up sooner or later. I'll turn you up soon enough. Keep alert. We've got a code. We've got a break-in.
Coward, face me like a man.
Now. Can't do that.
Just make one mistake.
They didn't see me. They were on alert from that.
You'll pay for this.
I'll turn you up soon enough. I'll find you. I'll find you.
Where are you?
Think you're so smart?
Yeah, there he sees me. Okay, I'm gonna probably have to wait for them to...
Just make one mistake.
There's no way you can get out of here in any other... by any other method either. Good, they didn't see that. Man, I need to get that purse. Can I do that? Come on.
Hello? Who's there?
No. Oh, then I have to wait for him to come all the way back. Okay. Just wait here then. Detour. Luckily, now we can just use the secret entrance to get back into the trade station, because we don't have to worry about now closing up that secret entrance to the lair.
Who's there? Speak up.
Oh yeah, I don't have to worry about first alerts. I forget about that.
I don't like the looks of that.
Doesn't matter what you like the looks
Looks
of.
like it's nothing.
Who's over there?
So So much easier when you don't have to worry about all those
Maybe
alerts.
it'll be a quiet shift then.
Oh, come on.
What's going on up here?
You mean with the bulldogs? I think they're looking for an escape.
Let's see. So now
Hey,
Hey.
did you see
Someone
that?
back there?
we can take...
It was just nothing.
Every breath's of air.
You saw it too.
Who's there then?
So that we can't do. We can't have that clank when we fall down there.
Hey,
Look,
Some creature? Little
There.
one, I'll hurt you not.
Drop
Well, I
down
must
here.
have been imagining things.
Think it's safe? Hard to tell. Nowhere's really safe anymore.
Take that tiara.
Don't think anyone by. Should be okay.
Like that. If you try to come in through that door, you have to douse the... Well, no, you can probably mantle up this way, actually. Let's see.
What was that?
You can mantle back up again here.
What was that?
Over here!
Hey, someone back there? Who's...
Should be able to, at least.
Hey,
Hey,
did you
what's
notice
going
that?
on?
you
Hey, someone back there? Hey, someone back... What?
That is strange. I was able to do this pretty easily.
Look,
Hey.
there.
What's going on?
I don't... What?
tonight.
I need a nap.
Won't be so spooked then. There.
Keep us safe. Grant us hope. Takes us when we lies down for always to live again.
These damn rats around here.
Hey, who's there?
Oh, that was bad timing. I didn't hear her coming.
What?
Because the sound doesn't work. Let's actually wait for that guy to pass. Okay, almost there.
Running from women on guard these days. Still.
Alone again.
Think I'd be used to
Wonder
rat
what it
noises
was.
by now. Oh, just gonna get used to working side by side with women. Women on guard these days.
Huh? What was that? It was nothing, I guess.
That sounded funny. All's quiet now.
taste of water a gift. Grances are small miracles, and what's that? Nothing now. Who's there?
So he sees that.
Always so tired now. Can't remember when I had such a dark sleep. Always so much to do.
So I am kind of sad that this mission never ended up seeing the light of day for a full release. I think there's great potential. The train station seems like the place that is mostly finished. I mean, the detail can still be put on it, but I think that this hits a mood and atmosphere in this place that is very appealing. The streets need a lot of work, for sure, especially compared to some of the recent city missions, you know, by the likes of Skaki and Dr. K and all that. But with a couple of proper rounds of beta testing and some changes, you know, due to the feedback that will be gotten, I think this mission could have become a very, very nice addition to the campaign. Why can this guy not turn around? I don't get it.
What's he there?
There.
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay. Then we can end it a second time. So that is then a successful perfect thief, where we took 1269 out of 1294. So that's minus the 25 for the crystal shard. So 1269 is the max for the current release of the mission. All right, there we are. So yeah, some like I said, a very good potential. I like the whole police station jail breakout, how that ties in with the story. And the story is actually fleshed out quite well in this early of a stage. So that I like. I don't like the whole all city watch guard goes on second level hunt mode, you know, at random triggered points. It's a scripted event. I think that's silly. I think they rather, like I said, either should be in constant second mode and hunt for you all the time. That can lead to very unpredictable areas though. Or they can just be a lot more alert. Crank up the alert level on them so that it's a lot more difficult to move around the streets. That would probably be my bet for how to do that, how to deal with it. Of course, there's a lot of bugs as well. The bow doesn't work. And there's a lot of glitches here and there with the guards. But that would get fixed. That isn't an issue I have with the mission. I like the courtyard in the police station, the floodlights especially. Look really good. I think that's cool. And there's a lot of potential in the streets, like I said, but it definitely needs an underground sewage system, and it needs taller buildings. The city looks a lot like Thief 2, and the cities in Thief 2, I think, are inferior heavily to the cities or the streets in Thief 1. The tall, narrow, claustrophobic streets, you know, with a lot of verticality. You know, the only mission that didn't do that in Thief 2 was Life of the Party, and that was the best mission in the game. So that needs to be implemented here for this mission to become something similar to that. It's just too dull and too flat right now in the streets, but there are a lot of cool establishments that I think would be able to be interconnected underground or rooftops. That would make it a very cool mission. So I'm happy I played it. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the other videos that I have up at this time. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye-bye.